The 76ers anxious to get off the bus and get down to business. A look from earlier as they arrived at the arena. A stunning view of Capitol Hill from high above. We're here in the seat of the U.S. government, Washington, D.C. Welcome, fans, to 2K Sports' Tuesday night presentation of NBA basketball. Tonight, it'll be the Washington Wizards going up against the Philadelphia 76ers. With Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge reporting. And now, a chance to see what's coming up for the Philadelphia 76ers. On Thursday, they'll go back home and will be hosting the Orlando Magic. Then, on Monday, they'll be matching up against DeMar DeRozan and the San Antonio Spurs.
And for the matchup with the Grizzlies, this is a game that they are expected to win. But sometimes those are the kind of games where you get a little bit sloppy and start looking ahead. Either way, they'll need to put in tremendous effort to walk away with the victory.
Look at the 76ers starting group. Harris and Embiid together in the middle. Shake Milton is out there with Simmons. And it's Green in at the 3. And for the Wizards, Avdia out there with Domantas Sabonis. Then there's Bradley Beal. And there's Miles Turner. And it's Neto in at the point. Now here's Simmons. He's tightly guarded.
I'm amazed at Simmons' athletic ability. He moves so fluidly for someone that size.
To the paint, reverses, and Embiid with the block. And he gets it back. Beal against Harris. And that one is good from Bradley Beal. You know, the playoffs are right around the corner, Greg. Do you think any of these teams change their approach for playoff contenders?
Kev, you know, goal number one is health. I mean, outside of that, you're looking at seeding. You're trying to fine-tune, but you want to just get it dialed in and get ready for what's about to be a marathon run, you hope, in the postseason.
Find that fine-tuning. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
I briefly spoke with Scott Brooks. One thing he wants to do is prevent Ben Simmons from getting downhill. The coach said with his speed, handle, and vision, he'll pick you apart if you let him run the court unimpeded. You're going to try to pick him up the minute he receives the ball, Kevin. But that's easier said than done. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Pass to Turner. Outside, Beal. Sabonis with the ball. Guarded by Harris. Sabonis, no good. And so Simmons will bring it up for Philadelphia. Their last encounter was in Philadelphia.
Yeah, they took advantage of some porous defense in that one. Really got the shots they wanted.
Give them some credit. I'll tell you this. They caught an opponent on a very off night defensively, and you take advantage. Simple as that.
Here's Neto after Ben Simmons' bucket.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
The first pick in the 2016 NBA draft, Simmons has been a phenomenal addition to our league.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And, you know, guys, he had a big game at the free throw line in their last outing.
And he knocks down the first one. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Daniel Gafford's checked in for Turner. Bryant comes in for Sabonis. Hachimura, he's checked in for Avdia. And it's Trier in for Raul Neto. And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Bobby Portis is checked in for Embiid. Korkmaz comes in for Green. Axie's checked in for Shake Milton. And it's Hill in for Harris. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
And what Brian has been showing more and more of is the ability to read the floor and make good decisions.
Right, Greg. This is a very smart guy who dominated in high school and college just because of his size. He overwhelmed opponents. Now we're seeing him pass out of double teams. Shot selection is better. Timing and pick and roll is now superb. This guy has really grown.
I admire Simmons' ability inside. That's where he's an elite finisher.
Hachimura, the pass to Beal. Sinks the triple. Beal's got 5 now.
And I I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Now here's Simmons. That one goes in for him, too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
In such a rhythm right now. Feathery touch. He's lighting them up.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Here's Hachimura. And the dunk by Hachimura.
Wow, the ability to get off your feet in a hurry. Rui Hachimura with the dunk.
Here's Simmons. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Bradley Beal picks one up.
Clearly a foul.
He'll take his third and fourth free throw shots of the game right here. That's good from Simmons. And Simmons drops them both. 11 seconds left in the first quarter. And here is Beal. Takes a three. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Ben Simmons making highlights for Philadelphia. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. Back to the action after this word. And we chatted with Bradley Beal recently, who touched upon the joys of playing at home.
Being yourself, being in your own comfortable setting, and then arena packed full of your own fans rooting and cheering you on. That's constant motivation and just energy, that puts us into this mindset that we have to win at home.
Greg, it goes without saying just how important playing at home is.
It's a matter of pride, making your opponent feel uncomfortable. Two advantages that erode when you lose in your own house.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far in the scoreboard. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the 76ers, what are your thoughts?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And so in the game for the 76ers, they've got Korkmaz, George Hill out there with Maxey. Then there's Ben Simmons. And it's Portis in at the 5, down low. Now in the free agent race last year, for your money, Greg, who would you have rather taken? Kawhi and PG, Kevin Durant and Kyrie.
Wow. I tell you what, it's a tough call. Kawhi's got a couple finals MVPs. KD's got a couple. Kyrie's got a ring. It's a tough call. I mean, PG is more than capable, man. I think it's a toss-up, partner.
I agree. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. Now here's Simmons. A 17-point game for him in the win against Houston.
This guy is cooking right now. He is leading them on the offensive end as they remain in front here.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington. Defeated by the Pelicans in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, I mean, just way too many turnovers in that one. If you can't protect the ball, you can't expect to win.
That's exactly right. Miscues drive a coach crazy. You're giving them more opportunities than you're giving yourself, and that's always problematic.
group getting ready for the Wizards. Lopez, he's checked in for Daniel Gafford. Sabonis comes in for Bryant. Avdia's checked in for Hachimura. And Raul Neto's subbed in for Trier. And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Embiid, he's checked in for Portis. Harris comes in for Ben Simmons. Danny Green, he's checked in for Korkmaz. And it's Shake Milton in for Maxey. The 76ers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. And the basket by Harris. Harris has got his second bucket.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. The shot by Beal, no good. The 76ers leading. Here's Embiid, and he drops it in from the low post.
And showcasing that overwhelming strength, Embiid is so skilled at finishing over the aggressive defense.
Here's Neto, 12 points his last outing, and the shot is good.
Well, this second quarter has proven to be a turnaround. This guy looking much more comfortable all of a sudden.
Embiid, the pass to Green, and that one drops for him. Green's got the lead up to 4 now for the 76ers.
Well, he's got length and size. Danny Green is very comfortable operating near the cup.
Beal deciding where to go with it. Here's Neto. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. The kick out to Lopez. Back to Neto. Nice ball movement by Washington. 6 to shoot. Here's Beal. Offensive rebound. Just couldn't take the lid off. They had their chances, but came up empty. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. 76ers lead by 4. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Ben Simmons had it going on in the first quarter. He had 13 points and 2 blocks. And from what we saw so far from the 76ers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, it's easy to see why they've been the better team offensively. They've been shooting the lights out of the ball. They're running their strong offensive system and making the most of every good shot that they get.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Washington?
Ernie, I love you. I gotta be honest. That was an awful first half defensively. Giving up over 60% from the field? Come on, Ernie, wow! They stayed in it. Maybe it'll give them a little extra motivation they need to fix their defense.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You look at Ben Simmons in this game, he's been everywhere.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Miles Turner out there with Sabonis. Then it's Avdia. And there's Bradley Beal, and it's Neto in at the point. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
Here's Harris. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Harris has got the first bucket of the third here for Philadelphia. Wizards trail by 6. Neto surveying the floor. Outside Beal. The 17-footer goes down. Beal's got 7. I know you appreciate this, Greg. So much of defense now is closing out on the three-point shooting and then protecting the rim. Consequently, Pull-up jump shooters are super valuable, and there are a lot of good ones in the NBA right now.
No doubt about it. And Kevin, you know, you think about a few guys. James Harden, I mean, he shoots that step-back three, but he's a guy that, because of his ability to utilize your inability to defend that three-pointer, Kyrie, Dame Lillard, those are some guys. Chris Paul still as good as anybody in that mid-range area. C.J. McCollum. These are guys that have really feasted and carved out a nice niche for themselves in the NBA because of that ability to take and make jump shots.
And I love that list. You're right on it. Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
For the Wizards, Daniel Gafford's checked in for Turner. Thomas Bryant comes in for Domantas Sabonis. And Rui Hachimura subbed in for Avdiel. Then for the 76ers, Portis, he's checked in for Embiid. Korkmaz comes in for Shake Milton. And Maxey subbed in for Danny Green.
Yeah, good-looking bounce pass to set up that one.
Out to the wing. Maxey passes to Korkmaz. Banked in off the glass. And the 76ers lead by 6.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Here's Neto. And the basket is good. Neto's got 6.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
And sometimes you have no chance at stopping Simmons from the interior. Just a very skilled player who gets these calls routinely.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Simmons. And Simmons drops them both. Here's Beal. He's got 7. Here's Neto. Outside Bryant. Beal the pass to Neto. And he drops in the layup off the glass. 8 points for him.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Down low. And that one's good. Simmons. Simmons got the lead up to 6 now for Philadelphia.
Crafty and smooth. Simmons tearing up the nets. He is definitely a rising star.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. The pass to Hachimura. Hits it from 3-point range.
This guy can do so much for you on the offensive end, and that is why his number gets called time and time again.
To the left wing. Here's Maxey. No good on the 3. Oh, he got it to go!
Wow, how about that?
That's a miracle. Are you kidding me?
Listen, under duress of the end of the period, you just throw it up and hope.
Tie game in Washington. We've got more in store for you right after this. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Hill is out there with Shake Milton. Then there's Bobby Portis. And it's Green, and it's Embiid in at the 5 roaming the paint. Now here is Hill, and it's good for 2.
How about the dogged determination from George Hill, reliable at finding ways to score down deep.
Here's Neto. Passes it to Hachimura. Pass to Avdia. 6 on the shot clock. Over Green. Avdia can't hit.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
Hilton the pass to Embiid. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And it's a 4-point 76ers lead.
And hit on the way up. Embiid's strong physically, but also mentally able to keep his focus.
Here's Sabonis. No good that time. Great D that time from Portis. And the 76ers with possession. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. And here's Green outside. And Domantas Sabonis pulls it down. Washington has gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Avdia gets the bucket.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
And it is a major disadvantage down the stretch if you can't guard. This may just come down to who has the ball last.
Here's Milton. Benny Avdia making his last shot. He gets it in there. And the 76ers lead by 4.
You can see he just has a great overall feel for this game.
We present our New Balance Player of the Game, Ben Simmons.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Scott Brooks' huddle. He talked about X's and O's, but he also said, hey, guys, we got to trust each other, stick together, and leave it all out on the floor. See if they've got enough left to get over the top, Kevin.
And Simmons has got the ball here for the Philadelphia 76ers. They lead by 1. And Simmons slams it in.
Love how Simmons commands the ball, especially in the big moments.
Wizards have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. side, Beal. Outside, Turner. Lets it go from deep. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Simmons with it. Harris finds Embiid. Now Simmons. Got a piece of it. And here we go. Washington fast break. Beal gets a wide open look. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. Philadelphia with the ball. It's a three-point game. Here's Green. The rebound by Turner. 23 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Avdia can't hit. And it's the 76ers with the ball. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
How about that mobile one block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
"15 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and now they decide to foul intentionally. He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And he ends up making the second, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 4. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Beal. Avdia kicks to Neto. Got it! And that shot brings them to within just one.
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 3-point game.
Big time free throws there. That could be the difference. It forces them now into a 3-point attempt. Looking to tie it up with a big triple.
Greg, this is all about execution. Can you free an open man from the 3-point line? That's what it comes down to.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. So it's the 76ers taking the win in a close game. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Olin, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.